have audio. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Let me know in the chat. Well, I think I found a roundabout way to do it. It looks like I may have audio now.
Well, I don't know. I just turned the TV on.
Hello, there's at least one viewer out there. Can you tell me in chat whether I have audio or not?
That's here. I'll turn it on.
Yeah, well, there's people watching. I'm trying to get them to tell me in the chat box whether there's audio or not. Come on, guys. Let me know. As we still have this tornado warning and good rotation on radar. In Knox County, edging slowly closer over to Coshocton County, Wallahonding area. I know there's campgrounds. I know there's a lot of stuff over here that recreational stuff over here in this area. I have been there. So if you're out there camping or anything, get ready to take cover. I would get out of this. I would load up and head south. Get away from this storm if you can, if you're out here in northwestern Coshocton County.
Your site's not on YouTube here.
I'm sorry, John, I didn't copy.
You don't have a presence, so I see your face and everything on there, but nothing's running.
I should have a radar screen up, and my face in the bottom left corner.
I'm at where you get the round picture. I just clicked on it there.
Oh, on my main page, my main YouTube channel page, if you go there and hit the live button that says live, it'll take you to the first live stream over there on the left. It should take you right to it.
I see you talking. I don't hear anything.
You don't hear anything? I'm showing audio on my
Wait a
screen
minute.
now.
I do now.
Yeah. I'm showing audio on my screen now, so yeah, I got audio meters in my software and other devices here that they're showing audio. So anyway, KE8AME here for ID, and I'm moving my radar screen around when I shouldn't be. That's got to be about right there. Okay, readjust, regroup. Let's get back to this tornado warning. KE8AME, clear and listening.
You got audio now. Okay, you're on there.
All right, good deal. Thanks, John.
Yeah, stay doing.
Okay. Let's go back to the radar. Tornado warning expires in 22 minutes for Knox County. This is over in southeastern Knox County, Millwood, area. Back to Monroe Mills, Gambier, you have a pretty healthy storm in the area. This is a radar indicated tornado, and this tornado warning will be in effect until 10:15 p.m. if they do not extend it. So they were pretty adamant about this one. They said take cover now. This is from the National Weather Service. Take cover now. So move to a closet, or move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. And we're going to go over here and look at the velocity radar one more time. And we are out here on the edge of the Wilmington radar site. Their reach doesn't go a whole lot further than this. And this storm is still showing a good bit of rotation, mainly right in here, south of Millwood. This is heading generally in the Wallahonding area of Coshocton County, and they have pared back the tornado warning a little bit, but they have not extended it. So what I'm going to do here, maybe to get a better view, I'm going to go up to the Cleveland radar and see if it has a little better reach. This is kind of a radar hole down here, and it's still got a good bit, still in the same areas as the radar site in Wilmington is showing. The Cleveland radar site is showing very similar situation in the same location. So we've got some good rotation with this storm. It has had for quite some time, and they may or may not extend this tornado warning on over into Coshocton County. We'll have to keep an eye on this and see how that holds together. As far as other storms in the area goes, right now there are no other storm warnings in central Ohio. There are a couple of flash flood warnings. Logan County, that was a pretty big deal there. There was some pretty good flooding up in that area earlier. So we're going to go back down here to the Wilmington site and take a closer look, because we have special weather statements on some storms moving through from the Xenia area down into near Loveland. This area of storms right here with Harveysburg in the middle of it. West of Wilmington looks to be particularly strong. Let's see what this special weather statement says. It expires in 18 minutes. Extending from near Bellbrook to near Kings Island, moving east at 35 miles an hour, wind gusts to 45 miles an hour, radar indicated. And that's really about it for this. And it will expire again. Well, it doesn't say when it will expire on here. Or am I just not seeing it? 18 minutes, according to that. So some strong storms moving east. At 35 miles an hour. Some strong storms. We can draw a line here. We're roughly moving east. There. 35 miles an hour. And that'll give us a list. locations and the time it will take it to get there. Pretty slow, so before it gets all the way over into the Circleville to Chillicothe area, you're looking at the area down from Circleville down to Chillicothe. That just about covers the storm too. You're looking at roughly 98, 97 minutes. That's about an hour and 40 minutes, or hour and 45 minutes, right in there roughly. Oops, I gotta turn that off. We have new flash flood warnings. Just came out. Radar indicated expires in 3 hours. Let's see what they have to say. Flash flood warning, National Weather Service, Wilmington, Ohio, at 9:56 p.m. this evening. Northern Delaware County and central Ohio. Radar indicated thunderstorms produce heavy rain across the warned area. Between 1.5 and 2.5 inches of rain have fallen. Additional rainfall amounts of 1/2 to 1.5 inches are expected or possible. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. And as they always say, turn around, don't drown, don't drive through that. Especially if that water's moving fast and you can't see the road underneath of it. There might not be a road underneath of it, so turn around. Flash flooding. Delaware County. That includes the city of Delaware. Heavy downpours there in the Reynoldsburg area, on up to the Westerville area, and then on up into Delaware County. These storms dropped a lot of rain up here, and that's why they have the flash flood warning. Go over here and take a look at our Knox County tornado warning storm again. There's definitely some heavy rain and a lot of lightning with that. And let's have a look at the velocity radar. Once again, it's hard to tell. It's right in that zone, right in that bad zone. All these broken lines and stuff in here is the edge of the radar, the range of the radar, its capabilities of seeing clearly go away at this point. And we're really seeing the effect of that. I got a feeling this might be the end of this tornado warning, unless the National Weather Service office in Cleveland picks it up and extends it, or Pittsburgh, whichever is. This is the Pittsburgh radar. It's not seeing it very clearly either. Go to the Cleveland radar again. It's just a bit closer, not much. Cleveland radar is still showing some decent rotation in there, right into some of the same areas. It's not been moving very much. Just over to the eastern edge. I got a feeling this one's going to be let to expire in about 12 minutes. But I'll stick around here for a little while, keep an eye on things, because you never know. Something else could spin up while we're waiting on that. We'll go over here and far eastern Maryland, northeast Maryland. There's still two tornado warnings in that area. We've been watching these a little bit. This one expires in 12 minutes. The northern storm expires in 12 minutes. Zoom in here a little closer, see if we can see any rotation on velocity. And there's no clear picture of rotation really from that radar site. Find a different radar site. This is pretty far away now. These storms are moving. Yeah, it's a little better. Be a little stronger radar signal. And this looks pretty good right here. This area right in here catches my eye. That's pretty tight rotation right there. Just about got a full couplet here and here. Potentially even a little bit over here, but that's not as clear. So all y'all over there in Western Maryland, Eastern Maryland, I'm sorry, along the Delaware state line and on over into Delaware, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out. The storm has been producing tornado warnings since prior to entering the Baltimore area. So this storm system has blasted through the Baltimore area, carrying tornado warnings with it the whole time. And these have been moving east at about 25 miles an hour. I think one was 35. So not moving real fast here this evening. Again, northwest Maryland and into the state of Delaware. Keep an eye on this. And we'll bounce back over to Ohio. Some forecasters were saying that West Virginia had a good chance at some pretty strong to severe storms in West Virginia down here this evening, and that has not developed. That has just not happened at all. So all the action has been mostly in Ohio and Maryland. This area right here has seen quite a bit of rain, a few thunderstorms, several tornado warnings, and a number of flash flood warnings. Quite a few special weather statements on some of the stronger storms. And it is still ongoing at this hour. 32 alerts up here. 3 tornado warnings. Because Knox, Ohio is still on there, and the 2 in Maryland are on there, and no other tornado warnings anywhere in the country, and only 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. Well, it sounds like Ohio, right? When almost nobody else is getting anything, like out there in the plains in Oklahoma and Texas and places, getting absolutely nothing tonight. We're getting it in Ohio. So that's kind of how it works sometimes. With the radar in motion here, you can see the motion of these storms. They're just updated it to touch too. These storms here are still showing signs of strengthening here as they approach the Wilmington area. Also up here around South Charleston. These are strengthening as they continue to move east. Heavier rains. A little more lightning as well. We've got some lightning up in Licking County with some of these stronger cells now too. The lightning starts to ramp up, like you're you're seeing here in southwest Licking County on up into the Newark area. That usually is an indication that a storm is strengthening. Okay, looks like our tornado warned storm is trying to push out of Knox County and into Coshocton County now. This tornado warning expires in 6 minutes. Look at velocity radar, even though it's tough to get a decent picture of it. We're not seeing a whole lot here now. I do still believe they will let that expire in 6 minutes. So I don't think that is going to continue on over into Coshocton County. I think we'll keep an eye on some of these storms here in Licking County and parts of northern Fairfield County. Northern Franklin County and southern Delaware County have gotten quite a bit of rain now too. I wouldn't be surprised to see more flash flood warnings pop up on some of these storms in the next little bit. We'll just have to see how much they determine the rainfall. They've extended the special weather statement on the storms in the west and southwest part of the state. They're starting to approach central Ohio now, all the way up into Madison County near London, parts of Clark County, southeast of Springfield. Washington Courthouse is getting some rain. This is good rain here. This will cool the air, and these storms probably won't have a lot of fuel to work with. This will be more stabilized air over here. The atmosphere will become stable with all of this going on. A couple more popping up. Athens County up into Perry and far eastern Fairfield and parts of Hawking County. This has been extended. Let's check this out. Fires at 34 minutes and is for wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Not too bad, but can still break some tree limbs and maybe knock some power out in a couple of places potentially. And that's really about it. Moving east now at 40 miles an hour, so it has picked up some speed. Draw a line out here again from the stronger cell in that, headed east. And that's at 40 miles an hour now. Starbucking in 2 minutes, Melvin in 6 minutes. Or let me read that way over there in that corner. Reesville in 9 minutes, Lees Creek in 12 minutes, Sabina in 13. Memphis, this is all in Ohio, in 15 minutes. Geldon in 20. Jasper Mills in 22 minutes. So on and so on. New Holland in 43 minutes. Frankfurt 48 minutes. Clarksburg 50 minutes. So on and so on. Chillicothe 64 minutes, just over an hour. And it's probably not going to get a whole lot stronger. It's probably not going to get a whole lot stronger because of all the rain that's out here ahead of it. All this rain cooled air out in here. out ahead of it, way on over here. This is all stabilizing the atmosphere and cooling the air. So it's taking a lot of the energy away that a line of storms like this would need to reach severe limits. It probably will not. These storms probably will not reach severe limits. Down here, if these can get ramped up a little bit and move over here into this drier area in far southern Ohio, there might be a strong storm embedded in that line along there somewhere. That line's growing clear down into Kentucky. And we haven't seen a whole lot going on in Kentucky yet tonight. Parts of northern Kentucky up here south of Cincinnati and down into central Kentucky is starting to see some storms pop. So there we have it. Let's go back to the Wilmington radar site here. It's hidden. There it is. Hidden by the precinct on the radar. Oh yeah. Yep. Those storms have strengthened somewhat here. But anyway, they have allowed that tornado warning to expire for now. But this storm has a bit of a classic supercell shape. When you get that arched curve shape on radar, that starts to take on a supercell look. Supercells are famous for producing tornadoes out in the Great Plains, and we don't get them here as often, but we do from time to time. And I'm going to put this in motion. I just want to see where these bands of storms are advancing to. Okay, this is similar to what I was seeing on weather models. Some of the models, however, were trying to show a storm develop here and curve around and go kind of down in this direction here. And just not quite happening. It's a little further north than that. And is not turning too much, but it is turning more to the east than it is the northeast. So I'm drawing all kinds of lines on here. It's a fun thing to do. We have added flash flood warnings. Expected rainfall, they're putting this out ahead of the rainfall, 1 to 2 inches in 1 hour, and that expires in 4 hours and 58 minutes. So they're expecting a lot of rain in a short period of time out here across these counties. We'll go to that southern Knox County and southeastern Morrow County, and this will be good until 3:15 p.m. or a.m. I'm sorry, 3:15 a.m. this morning. So between 1 to 3 inches of rain have already fallen. The expected rainfall rate is 1 to 2 inches an hour. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned area. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected. Again, expected to begin shortly. Again, turn around, don't drown. Stay out of it. These storms are actually showing signs of weakening. Precipitation showing signs of weakening here. I was expecting another flash flood warning, but I figured it would be more in this area here, northern Franklin into southeastern Delaware County. That's still not out of the question though. That's still possible. It does look like the storms are starting to weaken across the board. With the exception of this squall line from just south of London on down into southwestern Madison County. There seems to be a bit of a push there. That looks to me like it is trying to bow out a little bit right here. And that usually means straight line winds are pushing in pretty strongly behind the storm. So could see another special weather statement pop up out here. A lot of this other rain has just cleared out suddenly. Parts of Madison County up into parts of Franklin County. That rain has just completely cleared out. In a few spots. Looks to be weakening a little bit too, but this up here has picked up a little bit. Looks like with some stronger winds pushing in behind it as that ramped up the precipitation a little bit. This here, kind of the same thing. It looks like we've got some somewhat stronger straight line winds in here, forcing this to arc out a little bit in a bow. Be able to see some of that on velocity radar. Here we go, right here. Some of these darker reds we can look at. Wind speeds are not that high. Getting up here into some of the yellows that we're seeing on the map. Oranges and yellows. Over in Lincoln County, all of that, getting close to 50-mile-an-hour winds up here. Potentially, if they're making it to the ground. Maybe 55-mile-per-hour winds in some of these areas here near Buckeye Lake. Those are some stronger gusts of wind in there. Right there with the storm here. But is that being translated down to the surface? We don't know unless we're sitting there under it. Good stuff. Had some problems here this evening. Lost my internet connection for a while. Once the internet came back on, I didn't have any audio on the live stream. Figured that out. Well, figured out a roundabout. Still not 100% correct, but it is a roundabout, and we've got audio. So, fun stuff. These things are not exactly easy to do. I'm a one-man show. I don't have any help. I don't have the knowledge and experience of a lot of the other live streamers, but yeah, we're going along and learning. We're having fun with it. And we're covering some severe weather situations, and if you are watching, you can get first-hand information as it happens right here at Ohio Weather Watchers on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And we'll be able to keep on doing this. It's going to get better and better and better. I got rid of the old really noisy air conditioner and got a better, not so noisy air conditioner. It still makes some noise though. So, just different things we got to deal with and work with. We'll keep working at it. It'll get better and better. It has gotten a lot better. I used to have more problems than this. Today's just been a rough day. When that internet kicked out, I think it made a lot of things change. Somehow. I don't know how, but anyway, ongoing storms look to be weakening just about everywhere. Licking County's now getting some pretty heavy rain, pretty heavy steady rain on over into southeastern Delaware County and northeastern Franklin County. Rain all over the place up here. Some of that's moving over here back into Knox County. The tornado warning storm that's pulled out of here. No more tornado warnings. Looks like there's still tornado warning 2 on the map, both in Maryland. Been taking a look at those a couple of times. Maybe we'll jump back over there since things are kind of winding down here across Ohio now. And there's still going to be some thunder and some downpours, but looks like the severe weather has really dropped off. Other than some flood warnings, flash flood warnings in particular. Okay. Over here, look at it. We got a brand new tornado warning. It looks like right up on the northern edge of Maryland. If I can find, looks like it's going to have to be this radar site here. This one is relatively new. It expires in 34 minutes. Radar indicated. And it is for northwestern Cecil County, up there in northeastern Maryland. And this will expire at 11 p.m. and is moving east at 15 miles per hour. Again, radar indicated. Folks up there in Cecil County in Maryland might want a Rising Sun, Willen Heights, Richardsmere, Mount Pleasant View, all these areas out here. You might want to be ready to take cover if you haven't already. Let's take a look at the velocity radar. There is some pretty decent but kind of broad rotation in there, but you never know when that can tighten up and drop a tornado anytime, anywhere in this area right here. So take cover or be ready to take cover quickly. And the other tornado warning further to the south, this thing has been insane. And it is at White Crystal Beach right now. Again, this one just has just been all over the place. There's a tight couplet right there. There's a really big couplet right here. A couplet is when these bright areas come together. And this is usually the area you're going to find the tornado. It's in here. And again, right here. this is really tight. This has been ongoing since it was in the Baltimore area. This storm system has moved all the way through Baltimore area out into far eastern Maryland, where it's about to run over into the state of Delaware. Some crazy stuff with this storm. I wouldn't be surprised to hear of several tornado touchdowns from the Baltimore area, east and northeastward, all the way over here, maybe even into Delaware. So, the state of Delaware. Interesting stuff, crazy stuff, dangerous stuff. There's another tornado warning. There's tornado warnings hidden in the tornado warnings over here. There's flood warnings. There's special weather statements. There's severe thunderstorm warnings in the area, I'm sure. Don't look like any severe thunderstorm warnings, but those are severe thunderstorms, so don't take them lightly. Those are some nasty ones. This is all kind of running in towards the Philadelphia area a little later on tonight. So, and even into New Jersey. So you guys over there in parts of southeast Pennsylvania and Philadelphia area and into New Jersey, you might want to watch this for a while this evening. Back over to Ohio, we have a new special weather statement in Licking County that expires in 29 minutes. Part of Fairfield County too, that with us, it would appear for wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. Narrow Keith, Granville, Buckeye Lake, Hebron, Hanover, Fairfield Beach, Harbor Hills, Marnay, Thornport, Granville South, Kirkersville, Great Hill, I never could pronounce the name of that town, Tabasso, Brownsville, Interstate 70 at State Route 37 and Interstate 70 at State Route 13. So, just a gusty little thunderstorm, you know. Covering a pretty big area over here, but that's out there in the Buckeye Lake area right now. Where Buckeye Lake sits right in here. You can't see it under this precipitation map, but it's in, Buckeye Lake is in there, I promise. And some heavy rain over there. Gusty winds and heavy rain. We could see another flood warning, flash flood warning over here potentially. That continues and doesn't move off very fast. These other storms over here on this line has now pushed through the London area and are showing some signs of weakening on the northern end of it, the southern end of it, on down towards the Ohio River. Seem to have picked up a little bit of heavier precipitation. Nice swell line right here. This is all on a cold front that's pushing through. I think this cold front has not caught up with, the updates have not caught up with the storms. This cold front is probably presently in this area right through here, I would imagine. Pushing east-southeast. It's going to bring some cooler conditions for this whole part of the country out here. And things are going to dry out here in the upper Ohio Valley and Great Lakes area for probably at least a week, that would appear. So, good stuff. I wonder what all these funny dots are with these letters in them are all over the map. Well, most of these are live cameras. This is from the Warren County, Ohio, Tuttle Creek Township. And I got a nice view of the sky out there. The rains have already moved through that area. We can tap into those anytime. There's only two in Ohio, and they're both right here in Warren County. This is Warren County in Franklin Township. Now we got a new tornado warning just popped up, people. This storm has a new tornado warning in Licking County. Licking County, and now has a tornado warning. Expires in 25 minutes. Radar indicated. Southeastern Licking County in central Ohio until 11 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hebron, moving east at 25 miles per hour. We have a tornado warning for southern Licking County. Southern Licking County until 11 p.m. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Hebron, moving east at 25 miles an hour. I'll be live on YouTube covering it, KE8AME. All right, folks. Here we go. Our fourth tornado warning of the evening, this one in Licking County. Roger that, Devon. Copy you. There is a really good couplet on radar just approaching the southeast area in Licking County, and we have had, this is our fourth tornado warning of the evening in central Ohio. And I'd like to find out, if you could please, Devon, check and see if there may have been a touchdown in northwestern Delaware County. It sure appeared to be a touchdown via what I could see on the radar, but I cannot confirm that. I'd like to either confirm or disconfirm that potential tornado touchdown again in northwestern Delaware County near Prospect, Ohio. I'll be clear and listening and covering this on YouTube. All right, folks. Good couplet right here in the Heath area.
KE8AME, this is KE8CVP. Good copy, sir. If I can pull up that information and get back to you with any updates regarding any tornado touchdowns in that area. The state has notified all local hospitals within the 7 counties of the central region of this impending storm. So things are getting real up there. Thank you for all you do. Stay safe. This is KE8CVP.
Copy that, sir. And we'll be listening for your information. And a tornado outbreak was not predicted, but it's happening. It can happen that way. So we'll keep an eye on it. I'm live on YouTube again. We'll catch up with you a little bit later. Thank you, sir. KE8AME clear. Tornado warning. Lake King County. We have strong rotation on radar in the Heath area, south of Newark. Put this in motion. There, I was looking at that just a little bit earlier as a strong wind possibility. Well, it has begun to do more than just produce strong winds. It has begun to rotate and could potentially develop into a tornado in Licking County. We were looking at it when it was back over here on the edge of the screen. Come to the point of the National Weather Service thinking we better put a tornado warning out for this, and I do not disagree with that at all. There's a very tight couplet right here in the area of Heath, Ohio, so take cover. Anybody in Heath, anybody in this warned area, take cover now. These things don't necessarily always go in a straight line. These things can go this way, they can go this way, they can even do something like this. They've been known to do loops. This one's moving a little faster. That couplet has now moved over a little bit on that latest radar scan, so, and it seems to be moving a little more northeasterly. Like I just said, they can move in different directions. It can change directions. I'm going to take a look at the correlation coefficient, and it could be potentially a little bit of debris in the air. It's hard to tell. Again, when we get this far out from a radar site, the information gets a little sketchy. The radar site's all the way back here, bottom left corner of the screen. That's Wilmington, Ohio down there. And so you're talking 70 some miles probably from Wilmington to Newark. And it's getting out there on the edge of the radar, so that's not going to probably be real accurate. This, however, is showing up really good. Really quite well. South of Newark, in the Heath area. Real nice couplet right here. This could very well produce a tornado touchdown. It does appear to be moving in this direction. You gotta be careful because it could be anywhere in this whole area right here. But the couplet is appearing here, and generally this is going to be the area where you have tornado development should it produce a tornado touchdown. I'd say there's probably a pretty good chance of a funnel cloud there south of Newark right now, at the very least. That doesn't look any better as it updated. It still looks to have a pretty good bit of rotation on it. We'll keep an eye on this. Let's go over to the precipitation radar. It's kind of a backward hook in here. Right in here's the area in which the rotation is. This could be a rain-wrapped tornado, so don't try to go out and look at it. You're not going to find it if it's rain-wrapped. You won't be able to see it. Plus it's dark. stay indoors, take cover. And I would say folks out in Hanover, up in that area, take cover. I'll be ready to take cover momentarily because this seems to be headed in that general direction. Kind of northeasterly. Put it in motion. Yeah, the storm seems to be moving in that direction. Well, that last radar scan kind of maybe dropped it a little bit to the east. They'll do that when they start to produce a tornado. They'll turn right. If they're trying real hard to produce a tornado, you'll get a storm turn to the right. So we'll keep an eye on it. It has moved all the way up through this area. And here it seems to be wanting to lean a little bit more to the right. So if it continues to move over here on the next radar scan instead of up here, then we will just about consider that to be what's going on. I'm looking at other sources I have, and they're all showing about the same thing. We have rotation right in this area south of Newark, and yeah, it was moving northeast. Okay. Still got it in there even though it's in that. Well, I'm wondering if the Columbus radar site, sometimes it's not very good. It's not even very good at showing precipitation sometimes. So that rotation area is right in here. Let's look at the velocity from the Columbus site. It's really not doing us a lot of good. I don't know what it is about that radar site, but I'm seeing a big chunk of rotation right here. Chatham, St. Louisville, a little bit over here, south of Wilkins Run, all north of Newark. South of Utica, north of Newark. I'm seeing better rotation there than I am down here in the area that's got the potential warning. Let me see if we can get a little different view. Is that radar turned on? That radar view must not be turned on. This is 0.1 degree elevation off the ground, and it's just not seeing it very well at that elevation. It's looking more or less underneath of the storm, and if they were to bring that up to about 1 degree, we would probably have a better look at that rotation that's right in there. It's showing better rotation here and up here than it is over here in the warmed area. And That's the Columbus radar site. Let's go to Pittsburgh. Let's see if it can get in there. Precip radar gets in there. But the velocity radar, it's not clear, but it is there, right in this area. Still, now a little bit southeast of Newark. Let's go to the Cleveland radar again. And see if it's any better. It's pretty far from this area too. And again, same area. All the radars agree it's in the same area. We just don't see it very clearly because it's a bit of a radar hole right in here. We've got 3 different radar sites that just can't quite see it as clear as it would be. Let's try this one. Out here by Troy, Ohio. And it's going to probably be a little bit out of range as well, because that is not, again, that's not a very strong, yeah, it's out of range, completely out of range on velocity. And we'll go back to the Bloomington radar. It's really about this for this particular storm. So that rotation's right in here, probably rain wrapped. If there is a tornado on the ground, it will likely be rain wrapped in this situation. It is nearing the Hanover area now, so take cover, folks. Take cover in the Hanover area. It's starting to show back up a little bit as it swings back out east to the northeast. It is showing up just a little bit better now. It is still there. Still could be potentially producing a tornado, rain wrapped tornado in Licking County as it moves over into eastern Licking County. Another radar update. Again, it's not as clear now. The rotation, it's out of range of the radar, but it's in this area here probably. And again, I'm waiting on reports to come back on that earlier tornado in northwestern Delaware County, that tornado warning that may have touched down. We're waiting on more information on that one to see if maybe it was a actual touchdown or not. Haven't heard back anything on that yet, but we're waiting on our amateur radio sources, our emergency managers, to get back to us. We'll bring that to you live if they get back to me here in the next little bit. This is why I decided to stay put and keep an eye on this instead of bailing out when all the other warnings were allowed to expire. I stayed in here and kept an eye on it. I noted that large wind when it was much further off to the southeast, and next thing you know, it moved up towards Heath and got a tornado warning. That was the 4th tornado warning of the evening in the state of Ohio. Just looking down that line of storms to see if anything catches my eye and really a little bit does here. Let's look at that on. Yeah, see how this has got a dip here and here. Sometimes these little dips can get to rotating out here and produce small spin-up tornadoes on the leading edge of those lines of storms. There is some stronger winds all along that line of storms. Oh, we're getting into 30-40 mile an hour gusts up through there, but even that can spin up a small EF0 tornado in here somewhere when you've got this kind of thing going on. Got this line of storms running all the way down along here, and you've got some winds blowing in here, and some winds trying to push out in here and out in here. And this could all get something spinning in here. Possibly get a little small spin up tornado there. There's an area there. Another little area here, maybe. Just something to look at. That's all south of Washington. Courthouse down to around Mount Ord and on down to the Ohio River. Back up here on the Licking County tornado warning, and that area of rotation looks to have broadened out, even though we're out here on the fringes of the radar. It looks to have broadened out quite a bit now. So I'm not convinced that we had a tornado touchdown over there, but we certainly had some very strong rotation for a period of time, particularly around the Heath area. And on over south of Newark for several miles as it pushed through. We were seeing it on radar out here as a blob of stronger winds, and it moved right on up, well, not a good line, but right on up in this area. So a little better deal going on right there at Hanover now. That's why I said take cover. These things can pop and recycle and do all kinds of strange things that you don't expect. But this thing had particularly strong rotation in this area right here for a time. I do feel like that will probably let this expire. Just out of curiosity. Again, that's the correlation coefficient radar that would tell us if there might be any debris in the air. It's not. At that distance from the radar, it's a little tough to tell anyway. So the storm is right near Hanover right now. This is the general area of the rotation. More heavier rains on back. Here again. I think they better keep an eye on a couple of areas here on that other storm for potential rotation development. as this up here continues to broaden out into a broader band. Okay, it's still doing it. This is moved here, this is moved here. Keep an eye on those for a little bit. We're just going to keep an eye on those spots, as well as the tornado warned storm down near Boston and Lincoln County. That's out there off of State Route 16. That storm started with a special weather statement and some gusty winds, and we were talking about the gusty winds even before the special weather statement came out, and then next thing we know, we've got a tornado warning now, mainly for eastern, and now they've let that expire. I kind of had a feeling they would. So we've got a couple areas of strong winds here, 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 up here. There's still some rotation showing in there, but it's not as dramatic as it was, or as tight of a couplet. It's kept broadening out further and further. This has kind of done the same thing down near I-70. This is I-70 right here. This was kind of in the last couple of scans broadened out a little bit. Probably just a little bit of a breezy wind event. These winds look to be (50 to 55 mile per hour range. Now those winds are up in the clouds, by the way. They're not on the ground necessarily. They can translate down to the surface, but what the radar is seeing is up in the clouds. And they've got the elevation on this at 0.5 degrees above the surface. So this is that's pretty far up in the clouds actually, because that radar site is probably about 70 miles away from the location of this storm. It was still showing. Okay, so they're talking about some power outages. They're minimal right now, so that's a good thing. One of my sources over here is posting less than 100 power outages, and only in several counties, Knoxville, King, and Delaware. And that's a good thing. So we'll keep an eye on this. I'm going to go down here and take a look at these storms again. To the south, down this line, here's something really interesting right here. There's appears to be a little bit of circulation starting to happen here on the leading edge of that line of storms, and also maybe right in here. And this is in Highland County. This is in Highland County also. These Greenfield. North of Hillsborough, Ohio. This is all Highland County right here. Looks to be the strongest part of the storm right now.
This is
This is Highland County, north of Hillsborough. This is
11:04
broadened out up here a little bit on the northern end of it. That's an interesting little divot in the front end of that here at Greenfield. Look at velocity radar. Yeah. Maybe some strong winds in the area. A little bit strong winds, 40s, probably 40-mile-an-hour range. Nothing major there right now. And this goes all the way down across the Ohio River and into Kentucky, where there are still no warnings, special weather statements, or advisories of any kind in Kentucky. And West Virginia has a little bit of nothing. Check with their radar. Best they got is a couple of little rains and downpours from around Waverly down to southwest of Harrisville. And just some rains down in there right now. Zanesville's starting to get some good rain now, and still in parts of Licking County, moving into Muskingum and Coshocton counties. Wouldn't be surprised to see more flood warnings pop up out here. Seriously, would not be surprised. So, keep an eye out for flooded roads anywhere you go across the middle of Ohio this evening. Out here in Indiana, all the way across the middle of Ohio. This is going to get into West Virginia, very northern tip of West Virginia and Pennsylvania, and all the way out here. I wouldn't be surprised to see flood warnings happen anywhere in here. Flash flood warnings anywhere out in here, especially out in here where the storms are still pushing in to your areas. There's a whole train of flash flood warnings across north central Ohio right now, and some heavier rains west and northwest Columbus, Dublin, Wellington, up into southern Delaware County up here again. Some more popped up in Fairfield County. Some more getting ready to move in to the Lancaster area, coming out of the Chillicothe area as this line of storms here continues to move east. It has no special weather statements, no warnings of any kind on at the present time. Those will continue to move east over the next couple of hours, and they will make their way off into parts of West Virginia, if they should hold together that long, as this other band continues to try to develop down through here. There's like an axis right here of sorts. And this is where in this axis of storms is where up here, this where all the tornado warnings have been happening. 4 of them in all. The latest one for Licking County has been allowed to expire. So right now there are no warnings other than flash flood warnings anywhere in the state of Ohio. We still have some tornado warnings on the map 1. And it is in the state of Delaware. Let's go take a look. Wow, we got quite a nasty looking storm here. St. George's, Chesapeake City, over into, well, that's back over in parts of Maryland. Pretty nasty looking storm here on radar. This may have some hail with it. So look at the perimeters. It's radar indicated tornado warning, 21 minutes left until it expires. And it is for Newcastle County in northern Delaware. It is moving east. Thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Bohemian Mills or near Middletown, moving east at 20 miles per hour. Look at the velocity. Looks like we got good radar sight here. Yeah, that could turn into something if it hasn't yet. We've got winds trying to punch in here and then wrap back out around here. A lot of the time, a tornado will develop here, sometimes out here, which is kind of what we're looking at. This is trying to produce something here. As these winds push in this way and these winds pushing out this way, they get together here and butt heads, run up against one another and start to spin. So that tornado warning may be located a touch too far north. They probably should have put that tornado warning on a little further south, because this right in here is a hot spot at the moment for potential tornado development. That is in the state of Delaware. The only tornado warning in the entire country is in the state of Delaware. These storms moved out of the Baltimore area earlier, all the way up into now Delaware, and have had tornado warnings on them all the way through here, and even another one up here earlier in northern Maryland. So, just keeping an eye on that, keep looking back at it. Precipitation radar again, see what it looks like. It looks pretty nasty. A lot of lightning on that storm. A lot of potential right in there. So, just trying to maybe make a little bit of a hook here. Trying to. But hopefully it doesn't produce a tornado. Tomorrow's headlines are going to be interesting, maybe. And back over here in Ohio, where we've had 4 tornado warnings this evening, multiple flash flood warnings. There are still multiple downpours in the area. More flash flood warnings are possible. Even another tornado warning is not totally out of the question just yet. Not entirely out of the question just yet. And I'll tell you why. here could be trying to rotate again in southeastern Licking County, moving into Muskingum County. We'll keep an eye on that. A little something in the Millersport area. Let's get over here and look at this on back over here in the Buck Holly area, Millersport. Pretty healthy downpour. And there it is. Looks like we may have a little bit of rotation right over top of Millersport right now. Headed off to the northeast, right along the south shore of Buckeye Lake, Shell Beach, Fairfield Beach. Keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it. Nothing substantial there yet, but that's kind of how the earlier tornado warning in Licking County started. Just a little area of maybe some rotation, maybe some stronger winds, and it did prompt a tornado warning. We could see another tornado warning yet. Somewhere on one of these stronger cells, this is just hanging on, pounding the northern half of Franklin County, the northern half of the city of Columbus. It's just getting pounded with heavy rain. I'm really surprised there hasn't been a flash flood warning put out for that yet. Just for the sake of it. Look at velocity radar, there's really nothing there in that area. Really nothing. This is kind of the axis of the radar. This is where things get a little scrambled and you can't really tell that much sometimes. A little bigger picture there. Widespread heavy rain across most of the northern half of Franklin County up into southern Delaware County. Slowly moving east. So we're going to look at this again. A storm that was just over Millersport. Small storm. Still kind of got a little bit of that rotation look to it. This over here does too a little bit, but it's in that scrambled part of the radar view. Again, oh, getting sleepy, but I'm going to hang in here a little while longer because I'm still on the fence about some of these storms. Even these ones to the south of us, to the south of the main branch of storm. Let's go over here and look at the reflectivity as this is moving parts of Pickaway County down into Ross County. Parts of Fayette County and back down into Highland County again, and so on and so on as we get to the Ohio River. No warnings, no special weather statements, nothing happening there. Just some good heavy downpours as that blasts through the area. A lot of rain out in Muskingum County. Really surprised that we haven't seen a flash flood warning for parts of Licking County over here. Especially this eastern area out here, because all of this rain is going through there and more. We're out here and it's going through eastern Licking County. So, yeah, see, we'll see. National Weather Service has a handle on it. I don't have a handle on rainfall amounts and what all the flood parameters are for prompting more flash flood warnings. That's something I haven't really gotten into yet. A little bit, but I'm just going to leave it at that. Northern half of Columbus just getting pounded with heavy rain. Oh, shoot. Yes, I'm sleepy. It's been a long day. I'm up early. Had some appointments and things to tend to. Got a little rotation out here again in Muskingum County. I think that's it's there, but it's kind of weak. Seeing anything else that stands out, grabs my attention much. As far as rotation goes, might be a few stronger wind gusts in some of these downpours across Columbus. Here's some interesting things. Near Frankfort and near Greenfield. This could be some interesting rotation here and a little bit here. This has got green showing up in the middle of it. This spot right here in particular. Right near Greenfield. It's raining pretty good here at my location now. I have had 3/10 of an inch of rain so far this evening. And that is climbing. Nearly 1/3 of an inch of rain. Temperature is still 72 degrees even with all this rain. And humidity is insane, 92%. Dew point 69. Dew point at 69 degrees and the temperature is only 72. It's going to squeeze some moisture out of here. Definitely coming down. Definitely coming down. And I want to thank you new subscribers who have subscribed here this evening. I appreciate that. We got some goals we're shooting to, and trying to turn this into something a little better. Trying to get on and do more live streams and that kind of thing, and hopefully get out and make some more video. I do have some footage. I'll have a couple of new videos on the YouTube channel, Ohio Weather Watchers, sometime tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. And we're going to continue to try to improve things. This radar looks like a Christmas tree right now. It's lit up red and green. That is the velocity radar. Remember, I appreciate every one of you. So I had a goal set of 200 subscribers with 191. 9 more subscribers to hit that 200 mark. We're heading in the right direction. So share the stream, share my channel, watch my videos. That has just changed up, and the rotation is a little better over near Frankfort and Ross County now. That's all on that line of storms that stretches from the Columbus area all the way through Lancaster and Circleville and all the way down across the Ohio River into Kentucky. It's been much stronger in Ohio than it has been anywhere. Kentucky, Indiana, it went through Indiana today. It was supposed to be a pretty big thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm situation in parts of West Virginia today. That did not happen. It all came a little further north. As you can see where these green boxes are, these flood warnings, they're flash flood warnings. This has been so far the worst of the weather in the Ohio Valley and lower Great Lakes area here. I guess you get above this line, you're now into the Great Lakes area up here and down here, as is the upper Ohio Valley area all along here, because this is the Ohio River that blue line runs all the way down through there. This squiggly blue line, that is the Ohio River for sure. But this is where all the action has been. Really, most of it, in fact, has been right in north central Ohio, with 4 tornado warnings for parts of Marion County, Delaware County, Licking County, and Knox County. They just updated the frontal boundaries. It's about time. I've been waiting on that. It's back here. We're about where I thought it was. Earlier I drew a line back here, and that's about where I drew that line. So, and there's a secondary cold front back here, which is going to cool it off even more. But it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of precipitation or anything on this cold front. Once this one goes through later tonight into tomorrow morning, that'll allow all this cooler, drier air to move back down into the northern Ohio Valley area and the Great Lakes, and keep this whole area probably in this whole area right here will probably stay in the low 70s to maybe low 80s down here in the southern portion, and a lot drier for at least 5 to 7 days. I talk about Canada once in a while. There is a line on that warm front, a line of severe thunderstorms up in parts of Canada. Up North Bay, a lot of the northern end of this, there's not a lot of populated areas out there. So, but you get on down in here into the southern portions near the Great Lakes, it's a lot more populated, and I actually have a friend or two in Canada. I believe they're right in the, not right in, but in the Toronto area. Outside of Toronto there. So, if you guys are watching, I want to say hey to you. Looks like you've had some rain this evening, and then up north of you there, and a few severe thunderstorms. Still got that tornado warning in Delaware. Go to that Delaware radar site. And this thing still looks pretty nasty. It looks like it's got a pretty good hook on it. Let's go to the velocity. And it's been updated too. Let's go to velocity and take a look at it. It's kind of there. That just updated. It's still kind of there. That's enough to continue that tornado warning for a while. It expires in 30 minutes, and it's radar indicated. Delaware, state of Delaware, northern Delaware. Good portion of the area is under a tornado warning. Also up here in southeastern Pennsylvania, this will be southwest of Philadelphia up there. There is an observed flash flood warning for the next 2 hours and 59 minutes. Again, turn around, don't drown, don't drive into them flooded roads. Do not drive into them, especially at night. You sometimes can't even tell if there's a road left. Road could have been washed out, and if you drive in there, you're going to wash out with it. That's the way it is. Sorry, but that's the way it is. Alright. Back over where the biggest action of the day has been in central Ohio, and well, no new warnings. Not even any new flood warnings as of right now. Big rain in Columbus is starting to finally push on out. Gahanna, New Albany, Westerville, up towards Galena and Sunbury. That'll be headed over towards Johnstown, Alexandria, Granville, Pataskala, Jersey. Looks like it may be headed in the direction of Newark, and I think it's just about moving straight east. Yeah. Yep, that rainstorm is moving pretty much due east, and a lot of areas that have gotten already a good bit of rain. It's going to get a bit more. The storm seemed to sit over the north end of Columbus, northern Franklin County, and southern Delaware County for quite a while, but now it's pushing on out. Look further down this line to the south. lightning's starting to happen on this line down here. As it begins to approach Chillicothe, it's coming through Circleville now. And Frankfort, Bainbridge, Greenfield, you're almost out of it. Hillsboro, you're nearing the back edge of it. And Mount Orb, you'll be out of it pretty shortly if you're not already. And it's going to go through and get on out of the way. New tornado warning. New tornado warning. This is for Muskingum County. New tornado warning. This is KE8AME. We have a new tornado warning for Muskingum County that was just issued. This tornado warning will expire at midnight. And at 11:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Frazeysburg, or 8 miles northwest of Zanesville, moving east at 25 miles per hour. I'm taking a look at it on radar. I am live on YouTube now. This is KE8AME.
This is KHQIK repeater.
Brand new tornado warning.
11:35 p.m.
Let's get over and see what we can see on velocity. This is pretty far out from the radar site. We may have to go to Cleveland or Pittsburgh to see. I think I might have misplaced that tornado warning. Let's try the Pittsburgh radar site first. It's not giving us a very clear picture. It's not well in range just yet, but it's getting there. So let's go to the Cleveland radar. Sometimes it shows this area a little bit better than even Pittsburgh. And we're seeing a bit of a couplet right in this area. That is northwest of Zanesville, south of Frazeysburg. Frazeysburg's up here, just at the top of the map. This down here is all Zanesville. Brand new tornado warning. Just happening now, Muskingum County. Take cover. Stringtown, Drake, Gilbert, Ellis, Rock Cut, Shannon, Lower Dresden, East Greenwood. Take cover now. If this does produce a tornado. A tornado does not always go in a perfectly straight line. It can go this way and that way and all around, and it can potentially even go this way and around and do loops. And don't always go in a straight line. Take cover now. We're not seeing it clearly on velocity radar because we are in a bit of a radar hole out here where a number of different radar sites are just not quite reaching the location of that storm with a clear signal. And there's a lot of weather in between the radar sites and this particular storm as well. If we look at it on the Wilmington radar down here, there's lots of rain, storms all the way down through there. in between that storm and the radar site. And same thing with Cleveland and Pittsburgh. There's a lot of weather, a lot of precipitation in between those radar sites. So the radar site's not seeing the storm as clearly as it could be. They are saying radar indicated 21 minutes left on that tornado warning. Muskingum County, this is the same storm that produced a tornado warning in Licking County just a little earlier. Same storm. I watched this storm for quite a while as it came out of the Pataskala area. It had rotation on it. It was indicating some strong winds, and it had moved right across the Heath area south of Newark and has now made its way over into Muskingum County and is trying to produce again. No reports of tornado touchdowns as of right now that I have been able to find, as I'm looking at different sources here. I've got amateur radio sources, I've got TV sources, I've got other internet sources, a lot of things going on. If we had anything locally right here in my county where I live, I even have a scanner that would potentially give me some information, but right now I don't have a lot to pass on, as we have this new tornado warning. Northern Muskingum County. "19 minutes on it." Look at the velocity radar again. Weak signal, still showing some rotation. As far away as it is from all the radar sites, we're still seeing some rotation on there. And that is why they put that warning out. Far from most radar sites and still getting a good signal on rotation. Be nice if someday we could get another couple of radar sites strategically placed in Ohio. So that we could get a better picture of some of these storms. And in my opinion, somewhere right in this area would be a great location, as well as an upgrade to this radar site out here east of Troy, Ohio. A nice upgrade would be really cool for that radar site. That's in a great location. And this one at Columbus, I don't know if that radar site would even be good if it were upgraded. There we go. We got some real good rotation there. This is off the Columbus site that normally doesn't give us a great picture of velocity, but there it is. It's kind of broad. All of this area here showing rotation. The red colors are winds generally moving away from the radar site, and the greens are winds moving back towards the radar site. And where they mix together, right in here, we call that a couplet. And that is most likely location in this particular scenario for at least a funnel cloud, if not an actual tornado. We don't have correlation coefficient on that Columbus radar site, so we can't check if there might be any debris in the air, and the other sites are radar sites are just too far away to see it. Now that has intensified a little bit with this new update. Latest scan right in here. This area right here is just incomplete data. There's no telling you what that was without it actually being there. There's a lot of weather in between these storms and the radar sites, so you're going to have those. But this area right in here really looks interesting. Northern Zanesville, north of Zanesville in northern Muskingum County. Anybody in that tornado warned area, and it looks like they've dropped that tornado warning already. And I don't know if I would have dropped it yet. There's still a pretty good couplet in here. In this area, they're still showing some good rotation. But anyway, everybody out here east of this, even though there's no tornado warning on the map at the moment for the area, still be weather aware, still keep an eye on this, because with this kind of rotation, this could spin up a small tornado, probably, potentially. Not probably, but potentially. Out there around Adamsville and even up to Dresden, Rock Cut. You guys all out here just kind of listen out. You're probably not going to see it. I'm going to guess it's potentially rain wrap. Short range isn't good. The long range really isn't any good. They got the elevation down to 0.1 degree, trying to see up under the storm. Eyes and ears are open out there in Muskingum County. Even though they've dropped the tornado warning, I wouldn't let my guard down. Still a lot of heavy rain off of this storm system that came through the north side of Columbus, northern Franklin County, southern Delaware County. It's Johnstown area down to the Pataskala area now. Still moving east. Still surprised there isn't more flash flood warnings. This line of storms. A little lightning. Somewhat gusty winds at times on some of these at certain points down along this line. Now stretches from here in the Baltimore area and Fairfield County, moving into the Lancaster area, now through Circleville, into Ross County, getting ready to move into the Chillicothe area any minute. Pretty much through Hillsboro as well. And down to Winchester, Ripley, Georgetown getting some rain all the way down into Kentucky. No warnings or even special weather statements with that line of storms. This little line of storms tried to get going down into West Virginia. About all it's been able to make is these few little cells here in north central West Virginia.
In 11:49 p.m.
11:49 p.m. and it is still trying to produce some severe weather. Still trying to produce an occasional spin-up tornado. At the moment, no tornadoes, no tornado warnings in Ohio, but we have now had 5 tornado warnings across the middle of the state of Ohio this evening. The latest being in Muskingum County, north of Zanesville, northern Muskingum County, south of Dresden. Still a good heavy rain with some lightning in that storm right now, even though it is not warned. Radars for a minute. Granville, Newark, other area, strong winds in here, potentially. We'll have to keep an eye on that. We saw something just like that earlier in almost the same area, just a little further south, that did produce a tornado warning for southeastern and eastern Licking County. So we're going to keep an eye on this just to see. We have had a history. We have had 5 tornado warnings. No reports at this point of any touchdowns that I've heard. Although I've been trying to find out. A couple of areas of interest here. Over here. I've got thunder in my area right now. And we got this area of interest over here. Kind of either side of Newark and Licking County, Ohio. Keep an eye on it. A little thunder in my neighborhood. That's that main line of storms. Weak main line of storms makes its way down through central and south central Ohio this evening. I'm going to hang on in here for a little bit because of what I'm seeing here on radar in mainly Licking County. Got some swirlies looking stuff trying to show up here on radar in Fairfield County. Central Fairfield County and southwest Fairfield County. Could be some gusty winds in some of that. Or we've seen this scenario a couple of times this evening where these little areas of stronger winds start to mix with areas of wind moving in different directions and generating rotation and tornado warnings. Granville, Newark area. The tail end of the storm now pushing across northern Licking County, Johnstown down to Granville, including Alexandria, and reaching out towards Utica. You guys, gonna get some really heavy rain here in the next little bit. I'd really like to bounce off of here and go to bed, but I'm still seeing some possible areas of rotation here and there that could prompt another tornado warning. Just looking for rain leaking in around my air conditioner over here, so I'll take a look at that real quick. We now have no tornado warnings anywhere in the United States. Let's hope it stays that way, right? We'll check this out real quick. No leaks. No water leaks. I secured that in there pretty good and put flashing around it. Over drip edge, we now have a special weather statement for Fairfield County, which includes Amanda, Sugar Grove, Lancaster, Pleasantville, West Rushville, and Baltimore. Let's see what it says. For the next 33 minutes, gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs can knock down power lines. Locations impacted, again, Lancaster, Baltimore, Bremen, Pleasantville, Hideaway Hills, Amanda, Thurston, Stoutsville, Carroll, Sugar Grove, Rushville, Tarleton, West Rushville, Fairfield County Airport, US Route 22, almost all of it in Fairfield County, and again, Hideaway Hills. They got Hideaway Hills on there twice. Clearport, North Bend, Rockbridge, and Dumontville. So 40 mile per hour wind gusts possible now. I was looking at these wind signatures on velocity radar. I really like this velocity radar thing. And got some brighter spots popping up out here on the map near Amanda. As a matter of fact, this location right in here could be starting to rotate right on the back edge of this line of storms. as it moves through Fairfield County. With a special weather statement. We haven't seen one of those for a while. We haven't even seen, this is really catching my eye right here just west of Newark, south of Greenville. You guys keep an eye on this. I'll be right back. I gotta take a quick break. Alright guys, heads up. Heavy rain here at my location right now. I am in Fairfield County. And it's coming down pretty good. Very heavy rain. Winds right here at my house are only blowing 6 to 10 miles per hour though. So that's good. Still got 72 degrees, 92% humidity, and still got a dew point of 69. The humidity has gone up some more. I was a little snap. Been in here out of for a while. Okay, this area I was looking at just a little bit ago is looking more impressive now. Right on top of Amanda. Right on top of Amanda. In Fairfield County. Southwest Fairfield County. Pretty good rotation starting to show up on radar right there. A little further east. This at the very least is some gusty winds here north of Lancaster. Just north of Lancaster. I'm still only getting 12 mile an hour gusts of wind, averaging about 8. And strain gauge is adding up. Adding up. Back off of here. Go to the recip. Yeah, this is got a bit of a hook shape to it. No other new warnings. Maybe any new flood warnings, flash flood warnings, which is surprising with this going on up here in the northern half of Licking County. I think that's put down enough rain. Maybe prompt a flood warning in northern Licking County, maybe eastern Licking County. Look at the velocity radars again. Still looking pretty much the same. Strong gusty winds up here in Licking County. In a couple of areas. About the same in Fairfield County. No more tornado warnings at the moment. Don't be surprised if one shows up. They've kind of been showing up out of nowhere. And after 5 tornado warnings this evening so far, I really wouldn't be surprised to see one more. Good deal. Over here to see how the stream's doing. Looks pretty good. Got some viewers out there. Hello everybody. Got some new subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing. And appreciate it. Hit that like button too. Don't forget to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Probably hear that rain hitting the back of the air conditioner over there. It's quite loud. I can see it on my audio meter. Well, I gotta figure out why my audio was acting up earlier. Found a workaround and got the audio back up and running, but shouldn't have had to do that. Still no new warnings. Still holding on to the special weather statement for Fairfield County for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible for another 23 minutes. Core of that storm is now moving into parts of Lancaster, down to the Hamburg area. Hamburg. It's got some pretty heavy rain in it as it's pushing across. This heavier rain is going to go across the southern part of Lancaster, it would appear. About the same all the way down this line into Kentucky. Kind of spreads out, fans out down here. tornado warnings over in Maryland and Delaware, where they got a number of tornado warnings this evening. 2 areas in the country, Maryland, a little bit into the state of Delaware, and then over here across the middle of Ohio. Right through north central Ohio. I'm just looking out, seeing how heavy the rain is. It's pretty good. That is coming down. Coming down. Well, here in the next little bit, if we don't see any more warnings or tornado warnings or anything like that, I'm gonna call it here in just a little while. Maybe we'll give it another half hour, because I need to keep an eye on those 2 areas in Licking County up here, right over top of Newark now. Central rotation trying to get started there. And then at Fairfield County we had a little bit for a few minutes near Amanda. And that is pretty much fanned out into just a wider wind field out there. Kind of the same thing up here in the Pleasantville, West Rushville area. That's kind of fanning out, even though they're showing some stronger winds in that. And not much else going on, even on velocity radars at this point in time. Maybe not. Minus 1 is here. Through Chillicothe, Lancaster, Newark. Hoping that air conditioner was going to be quieter than the one I had, but it's still making some noise. Well, I think the possibility of any more real severe weather like a tornado warning is now starting to decline a bit. Wind fields are spreading way out. Don't look to really be rotating. Missing spot here in the radar. Stronger winds out here in this larger wind field in Licking County now. It looks like some of the radar data is just not there. Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe that's a yeah, it's just a gap between storms right here. Okay. Can't really see the winds on the velocity radar unless it has precipitation in it. The radar cannot pick up the air, it picks up the precipitation, and it tells us generally how fast and in what direction it's moving. watching this. It's still got a bit of a hook to it. Down here in southern Fairfield County. No real couplets or anything there. Now this is looking a little more organized. Up here north of West Rushville and Rushville and east of Pleasantville. It's looking a little more organized in there right now. Why I wanted to watch some of this for a little while longer. Just in case. I think the rain's starting to let up here now. Finally, at my location. I am in Fairfield County, Ohio, as this line of storm is passing through. A couple of rumbles of thunder and some heavy rain was about it. Peak wind gust was only 11 miles per hour. So we fared pretty well here in my neighborhood. This is starting to get a little interesting right here too. East Newark area. Again. But still, even after that update, still looks kind of interesting right here. Keep an eye out. Let's go check on the other interesting. That's broadened back out some. Still there. Along to the south. That's a pretty broad area. Pretty broad wind field. No real signs of any rotation in most of this. Area right here east of Newark would be about the closest thing we've got to any kind of rotation right now. It's been a hot spot. There's already been a tornado warning out there this evening. I should change the lens on that camera and move it a touch closer. Got a zoom lens on there right now. Usually I have it closer, and I got my other lens on there. That zoom lens, I had to move it back further. Otherwise, all you can see is my eyeball. Start to pull on out of that area now and Newark. Special weather statement is good for another 13 minutes. That was for potentially 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts. 13 minutes left on it. By then it will be over into Perry County, which is already getting into Perry County. The northern end of it, Somerset. You're getting some good rain over there now. Pulling out of the Lancaster area. Pretty much out of the Kingston area. Cleared the Circleville area a little while ago. Chillicothe's starting to get out of it. Bainbridge are starting to get out of it. Peoples are still in it a bit for a little while longer. West Union, you're still in the midst of at least probably some moderate rain. And down there in Adams County, that's a nice area down there. wild country. Southern and southeastern Ohio, some wild country up there in the hills. I hear people say Ohio's just flat. Ohio's just flat. Well, western Ohio, northwest Ohio, yeah, it's pretty flat. Go east and southeast, it's no longer flat. Give it about another 10 minutes here. I think I might pull the plug here in about 10 minutes or so. Let's look at the velocity. I've still got a pretty good wind field there. If them two areas can get together back out there in eastern Licking County. This is just broadened out, moving over into Perry County, Somerset. Might get a little gusty here in a little bit. Starting to clear out, like I say, clear out the Lancaster area, Sugar Grove, Stoutsville, Tarleton, you're on the back side of it. Kingston, you're on the back side of it. Frankfort. They'll be getting out of Chillicothe area here soon. Just some broad wind fields. I don't see any real circulation or rotation in there to get excited about right now. This right here is the tightest thing we have. So these darker reds are coming around and trying to meet these bright yellows. Okay, we're down to 70 degrees now here at my location. Still got 92% humidity and still got dew points of 67. It has gone down a couple of degrees, but only a couple of degrees in all that rain. I would have thought that would have brought the temperature down a little bit further, maybe even into the low 60s, because it does sometimes. Interesting evening. 5 tornado warnings across north central and into central Ohio. Marion County, Delaware County, Knox County, and Licking County, as well as Muskingum County, all had tornado warnings throughout the evening. Baltimore, Maryland, they had some tornado warnings in that part of the country today. Earlier, those moved over into the state of Delaware. I want to look at this velocity one more time because this is kind of interesting here on the tail end of this storm. And it's into that scrambled part of the radar signal here right now. Oh, let's see. 7 minutes left on the Fairfield County special weather statement for 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Not much else happening other than our continuing flood warnings from eastern Indiana through central Ohio, north central Ohio. That's northern Union County has a flash flood warning, northern Delaware County, actually a large part of North Delaware County. Some of these are still holding on for hours on over into Knox and so on and so on. Hang on a few more minutes here. I'll watch to see what this is going to do. A little difficult to read the velocity radar because it's in the scrambled part of the velocity radar signal capabilities. Give that about 5 more minutes to get another scan, maybe 2, so maybe 10 minutes. And we'll see what it looks like. See what it looks like. Got a little crazy here earlier today. Just got a little crazy. These tornado warnings and all that was not predicted by anybody. But there has been 5 tornado warnings across central Ohio this evening. Yeah, it's a little better picture of that in Licking County there, out east of Newark. It's pretty broad wind field out there. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. I don't think we will likely see any more tornado warnings. This is a little interesting. That's got a lot of stronger wind in it north of Somerset in Perry County, Ohio. 14 alerts. Let's take a look at these alerts. 7 flash flood warnings, and 3 of those are here in Ohio. 1 special marine warning, 4 special weather statements. One of those is for Licking County, or Fairfield County, which is about to expire shortly. And 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. And those are, they're not telling us where they are. I'm going to guess though they're over in the Delaware area. No, they're not showing up over there. Take this out. There's still a number of severe thunderstorm warnings on up into Canada. I'm really not seeing them. There was some down in the middle of Alabama earlier. Not seeing any there either. Florida, South Florida maybe. Yeah. Well, maybe they're referring to these ones in Canada. That's why they don't have a lot of information. Let's go back down here to Ohio is where most of the action is right now. And it is beginning to wind down. Lots of possible rotation down here south of Chillicothe. Maybe. Probably not. There's a tornado threat has just about come to a complete close now, finally. This right here, and this right here is the only thing I see that has any potential to start rotating and potentially prompting another tornado warning. Will it happen? I kind of don't think so. I mean, it could. Some pretty broad areas of wind out there, and these brighter yellows, these darker reds are trying, look like they're just trying to pull right back down in there. Be a little stronger down here, heading into the Waverly, Ohio area, showing some lightning. Showing a bit of circulation, maybe a bit of rotation. Maybe. I'll watch this for a few minutes. See if anything tries to spin up here. Right along the Ross County, Pike County line. In southern Ohio. Who all's still out there watching? Somebody's still out there watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Help us out there a little bit. Thank you all for watching too. Appreciate it. Trying to build something a little bigger and a little better here, and every little bit of support helps. If you can subscribe and hit the like button and all that fun stuff. Go on the main channel and Ohio Weather Watchers and check out some of the videos and all that fun stuff. Not going to be on too much longer. Doesn't look like this is going to amount to anything here either. I think the tornado threat for the area of Ohio is pretty much over. They did drop the flash flood warning for northern Union County. That is now gone. So we have 2 flood warnings left, flash flood warnings. Delaware over into Knox County. And just some rain with thunder. It all looks to be weakening as it's pushing off to the south. Southeast, east and southeast. That's the cold front. This blue line back here is the cold front coming out of Indiana. into Ohio this evening, and then a second cold front back here will likely not have any precipitation with it. We'll end up just kind of laying down flat and sink south of us. Pretty uneventful deal, and it will cool things off for a number of days, and we'll stay dry for a while here in the upper Ohio Valley and Great Lakes area. Should stay dry for close to a week anyway. At least the next 5 days, 6 days. There'll be some nice weather. Fishing weather, camping weather. After today, might have some chilly nights out there camping, but that's okay. We can work around that. All right, well, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Thank you for watching. I'll shut the stream down here in just a minute and shut the weather shack down and head on out and go get some sleep. As we take one last look at the rains as they blast through the area. As they've been moving kind of slow. All the way down into Lexington, Kentucky and beyond. No warnings. And no more tornado warnings. Again, 5 tornado warnings across the middle area parts of Ohio, from Delaware and Marion counties into Licking, Knox, and even Muskingum County. 5 separate tornado warnings this evening. Unpredicted by anybody, but we were here live covering it. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ohio Weather Watchers, I'm Jeff, over and out.